Hey guys, so I'm going to talk about kettlebell snatch, more specifically the hand insertion for the kettlebell snatch technique, because this is a really common question that I get asked when it comes to kettlebell training. So how can you get the proper timing for the hand insertion? So there's a few different parts to this. First and foremost, you need to make sure that you're utilizing the correct leg action. So the type of technique I'm talking about for the snatch today is going to be a pendulum snatch technique or kettlebell sport snatch technique, which is the most efficient way to move the kettlebell from between the legs to the overhead position. So first and foremost, you need to make sure that your leg action is correct, because all the momentum the kettlebell is getting to go overhead is going to come from the legs and not from a lot of pulling or force with the arm. So the leg action here, it should have a scoop in it. What I mean by that is after you've rocked into that backswing, you should let your hips come down and up, because that action with the legs is what's going to direct the kettlebell to go up and overhead. So if you're coming back and from here you're just pushing your hips forward, what that does is going to bring the momentum horizontally out in front of you, which means you then have to pull the bell with your arm in order to bring it back. If instead we add that scoop, it's already going to give the bell the momentum to go overhead, scoop, stand up. That momentum will transfer to bring the bell up, and all we need to do is just slightly redirect the bell, so instead of just going straight up here, it will actually come back into our overhead position where we want it. So that's actually going to be the first part that's most important for getting the hand insertion, because if you're having to pull the bell back, there's no way to get that proper timing that we want to make it smooth and easy and minimize taxing the forearm. So once you've got that scooping leg action, the other key to the hand insertion is going to be doing the acceleration pull. And now sometimes I hesitate to call it the acceleration pull because you're not pulling with your arm. What you're doing instead is once you've pushed with the legs, what you're going to do is you're just going to shift the kettlebell towards you by using a little bit of retraction of the shoulder, okay, and a little bit of a lean. And now that lean happens not by bending through your lower back, but by the bend that's still in your legs. So you have a little bit of a lean by bending the knees, and you're going to just slightly shift and rotate from that upper back, and that's going to give the bell plenty of momentum to go back to that overhead position. Now, once you've completed the acceleration pull, you're going to then insert your hand through. So scoop with the legs. As you're extending a little lean back, a little retraction of the shoulder, once that's complete, you can then just redirect the hand and punch it up and through the kettlebell towards the ceiling. So momentum from the legs, little bit of redirection with the torso, but again, there's no pulling or no real use of the arm muscles. We're just redirecting a little bit, and then because the hand is not gripping and pulling the bell, we have time to simply redirect, punch through into that overhead position. Okay, so we'll do a few repetitions to demonstrate. Starting with that scooping leg action, scoop up and under. Okay, so as long as you have the legs working properly, you have that acceleration pull timed properly, it should be easy from there to just kind of open the hand and punch through. And remember that we want to be fully inserted through the bell handle, so we want that bell handle to be kind of diagonal across the palm. So you should have that fully inserted hand position. If you're finding that you're kind of not quite reaching it and the handle's more horizontal, you need to start thinking about that hand insertion earlier. So that's another cue I often give students is if they're having trouble with the timing, like they're using their legs but they're still having trouble letting go of that bell early enough, is start to think about the hand insertion as the bell is coming forward through the legs, because if you think about it here, it's going to happen here. So if you wait until here to think about it, it's going to happen here, etc. So there's just a little bit of a delay from you cueing yourself mentally to doing it physically. So remember to think about getting that hand insertion a little bit earlier so that you get it at the exact time that you want. If you guys have any other questions about kettlebell snatch technique or about hand insertion, drop them in the comments and I'll try